What's up, everybody? You are listening to Metalocity. We are live and loud here for the next couple hours tonight.
Indeed.
A couple hours. Seems reasonable. And unnamed source is currently
engaged in something else.
Yep, presidential debates. So he's going to keep us updated on what kind of tomfoolery goes on. Well, I guess if we talked about that, that'd be the whole show.
Yeah, it'd be the whole damn show, yeah.
Tonight we have Carl Kennedy coming back on. Part 2 of our interview will be at 8:15 Pacific Standard Time tonight. You're going to want to stay tuned for that because it's going to be awesome.
Guy has a veritable list.
Chances are you have heard this guy's work.
Yeah, he's got producer credits on everything from Anthrax to Overkill.
Yep. Plus he plays in the Rods and his own band, the Kennedys.
I believe it was just called Kennedy. And yeah, he's his debut album is fucking amazing.
Yeah, we're going to hear some of it tonight, right before the interview, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Hopefully, because let me actually just live on air here check a confirmation. Let's see if I got a confirmation.
That'd be good.
Wait for it.
I'm waiting. Holding.
Wait for it.
Still holding. And drum roll? I don't have a drum roll sound effect. That's horrible.
Well, I didn't get a confirmation, so we'll cross our fingers and see how this goes.
All right, then.
As far as I know, everything is cool.
So we had a blast on Friday.
Yes, we did. The Green Jelly 6-pack of Doom.
Kings of Carnage and something Extinction?
Wait, I got the bullshit right here.
I left my CD in your car.
Extinction Lord.
Extinction Lord. Well, you know, all those bands that have the word Lord in it are just entertaining as shit, too.
Oh, dude, that band killed.
All the bands killed.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed with everybody. And surprised as hell to find out that Kings of Carnage were basically Green Jelly without the singer.
Yeah.
And Bill Manspeaker in his place.
Yep, that was cool.
That was. I actually heard a story about because Green Jelly is basically punk, and they were saying that they got out there and they played as Kings of Carnage, and there was like 3 people in the entire venue.
Right.
And then they switched around, and nobody came inside to come check them out as Green Jelly because they thought they were just bullshitting them.
One of the cool things is Stack and myself actually got to participate in the show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see some footage that a cool buddy of mine was nice enough to take for us.
The one with the selfie stick.
Right. He was, hooking up with that hula hoop chick.
Yeah, he was.
Guy showed up, he didn't know him, but now he's the man.
Yeah, it was entertaining by every means.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if he was hooking up. I'm just saying. Guy had game,
I'm just saying he was swinging around that hula hoop. No, I'm just
Damn, that was a brutal cough. Dude, you okay?
I'm still fighting the infection. But yeah, dude.
Might I recommend some antibiotics?
The antibiotics actually didn't work.
Have you tried smoking the antibiotics?
No, I haven't tried that.
Well, there you go, dude.
There it is.
Yeah, so anyway, we got to participate in the show. That was pretty cool.
The only thing I want to know is why do I always end up being the cocksucker?
You're just that guy.
I'm that guy. I just got that face.
People look at you and go, yep.
I got yanked up there as the big bad wolf, and boy, was that. I was like walking up, and I'm like, dude, I know for some reason I'm going to have some sort of reference here.
Well, it's like I said on the drive back, dude. It could have been worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have. That's true.
I won't throw out any examples,
and
but
you could have just like lit the fuse on that fucker too, and I'm thankful that you didn't for that.
I would have left the show, dude, if you would have said that. I'd be like, oh shit, this guy must listen. Yep. Did I say that before?
I was just pointing at you as you're walking out the door.
That was almost 4 fucking years ago. He still remembers that shit. Can't just let shit go, huh?
He listened? Oh man, but yeah, that was entertaining, dude. And you were like a weird toucan Sam.
Yeah, I guess that's what you could call that horse head looking thing.
It had like a toucan beak on it.
It did, now that I recall. You know what? green jelly masks kind of smell bad. I'm not going to lie. I was like, Jesus, how many people have worn this thing?
Did you see the other collection of people that he got to wear the masks? How many times do you think those have been hosed out?
Well, I didn't think about that till after. I was like, yes, I'm just going to be part of the show because they asked me. And he's like, you, our first volunteer, wear this hat.
The video that I caught before I ended up getting pulled up onto the floor there was hilarious because when I walked up and pushed you and flipped you off, and you like flipped me off, and then you just like sauntered into the pit all fucking. I was laughing.
I only
my
got to
ass
see
off,
that one time. If you still have it, you can show it to me.
I definitely do. I will definitely pull that one up.
No, that was funny. So stay tuned. Take a look at our website, Metalocity.net. Check out our Facebook because we got all kinds of good stuff coming, such as our interview with Carl Kennedy coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yo.
What's up, everybody? We are back live and loud right now. I am on the Tyranny of Tradition website right now, looking at this great story. Former Night Court star Richard Mole introduced his new vocalist for Napalm Death.
Awesome.
Did you know?
I didn't.
Shit.
And knowing is half the battle.
Right. Everybody who's in the know knows about that shit.
Uh-oh. We got a caller.
Right on. It's 7:30, so let's see if I forgot an interview.
Hello, you are on air with the Judas Priest.
How's it going? This is Steve from Fallen Angels.
From who?
Fallen Angels.
Ah.
Oh, your phone connection's a little spotty. It's hard to hear you.
Uh-oh. See if I can get a better signal here. I'm on my cell.
Ah, that's probably, yeah. Sometimes cell phones don't have the best connection.
Yeah, but who's got a landline these days?
Fair enough. I don't.
Touche, I do. That's just because.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Sounds good.
All right.
Excellent, man. So what's going on?
Oh, not too much. I'm just calling in a couple minutes early, make sure everything was working.
We are cool. Other than the fact I don't have my notes in front of me. Oh, technical issue. You okay?
Yeah, I was just turning some knobs, making sure everything was good.
Yep, this is a live show, everybody, where we do technical issues on the fly.
So, you're from Fallen Angel, and you guys hail out of, where are you guys hailing out of?
We're out of Seattle. A lot of people think that's kind of weird because we're a thrash band.
Seattle was known for grunge back in the day, but, you know, things change, right?
Oh, yeah, grunge is long gone.
And, what do you do in the band?
I'm the drummer.
You're the drummer. Nice, nice. How long you guys been together?
Oh, 10 years total, 5 years this incarnation.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Were you guys known as something else before, or was it a different band completely?
No, it just broke up for a little while and then put it back together.
Nice, nice. Sorry about that. Coughing, battling a little bit of an infection there.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm been a high dosage of cough drops myself.
But it's pretty wet up there in Seattle, isn't it, most of the time?
And not this year. Normally it's pretty, shall we say, cloudy. This year it's been rather hot, and we're not used to it.
I can understand that one, man. We're down here in Southern California, and it's been hotter than usual. But then, you know, we've also had that spout of rain that happened here in July, and it was like, last time it rained here in July was like fucking 70 years ago or some shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't know it ever rained there in July.
Right? Yeah, the last time that we had a significant amount was in like the 1890s or something like that. And
I grew up in California, and I'm kind of used to the idea that it rains in the winter. And I was traveling. I was in the Midwest approaching the South. It was like 105 degrees. And everybody's like, it's going to rain. It's like July, by the way. So everyone's like, it's going to rain. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's 105 degrees. It's impossible. It can't rain at 105 degrees. Sure enough.
Was it humid as well?
Oh yeah, it was crazy humid. It was like 150% humidity.
Oh, geez. Well, see, then you're already pretty much swimming at that point.
Yeah, it was almost like you could probably swim up to the top of the trees.
Ooh.
So it cools down to a crisp 100 degrees even and dumps hot water from the sky.
That sucks. That sucks a lot, actually. So, so your band Fallen Angel, are they currently on tour or getting ready to go on tour?
We're getting ready to go on tour. The album just came out day before yesterday. We have a new album, World in Decay, Cyberdyne Records.
Nice.
We got Michael Rosen to produce it, and so it turned out fabulous.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, we go out for the first run, starting not this coming weekend, but the following coming weekend, and then we go out again in late August.
Nice. Are you guys doing just like a little small jaunt this time around, or?
Yeah, this movie is small jaunt. It's kind of hard to put together a medium-sized tour, I'm finding. We all have day jobs. Yeah, it seems to be that's the only two options. We really can't do a full national tour just right now because we all have day jobs that we need to keep.
No, that struggle well.
Hell yeah.
So I was trying to put us together a 2-week all-at-once tour, but it's proven quite difficult, so it's going to be kind of broken up.
Nice, very cool. You guys starting from the Seattle area and then working your way down and around, or?
Yeah, we're going down through California and then back.
Very cool, very cool. How many dates you got on this run right here?
This run right here is only 3 dates. We're only going to Oregon this time, and then we go out again in August.
Very cool, very cool. And
late August.
How many dates you got on the second run?
About the same. I think it's 5 dates.
Very cool, very cool. Any in the Southern California area?
I tried to get something together for Southern California, but it did not work out. So if anybody has any shows that they would like to put us on in Southern California, send us a Facebook message or something.
I do believe we know a promoter or two.
We do. We're 5 or 6. So you guys' newest album, World in Decay, right?
Yes.
Yep. So can you give us a little bit of information about it? So you guys are a thrash metal band, and that's totally cool because you know what? I'm a huge thrash metal fan. Unfortunately, I don't have any of your music currently in the player, so I do apologize for that. But if it's cool, we'll add it later on in the show. Play some if we have some. I'm not sure. I'll have to follow up. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I was under the impression that you had been sent something. I'll take care of that if you have, and I'll send you a CD.
Yeah, I very well may have. It's just like yourself. I have a day. My day job consumes my life. So I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, we're a thrash band. We're very Bay Area thrash, my hometown.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people say that we're a bit of a time warp. I kind of think of it as if we pick up where thrash left off. So we kind of continue the progression. We're not exactly 80s in the box, but we do kind of skip over an awful lot of stuff that happened in between.
Right. So some of your let's see, those have produced albums from Testament, Forbidden, Death Angel, many others. I'm looking at your guys' website right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we were very fortunate to get Michael Rosen to produce the record. He also produced, as you mentioned, Testament, Death Angel, Forbidden, like some of my all-time favorite bands.
Right, that's cool. So he understands the sound you guys are trying to achieve.
Precisely. Yeah, we're retro in style and in sound. We didn't want to have the very heavy levels of compression that is kind of typical for metal bands today.
That's true.
We wanted to have it a little more open, a little bit more dynamic, And so we wanted a producer that understood the kind of music that we were aiming for.
Yeah, that's totally cool. So the album just came out, available a couple days ago, you say?
Yep. August 4th was our release date.
What's the best way for our listeners to be able to go and check that out?
You could go to our website, which is fallenangelsthrashband.com. You can go to our Facebook page, which is the same, Fallen Angels Thrash Band. There's unfortunately a lot of bands called Fallen Angels.
Yeah, I had that wrong.
So if you include the word thrash band in your search, you'll have a much better luck. or if you just search for Seattle Thrash Band, we'll pop up right on top. So on our Facebook page, our Reverb Nation page, our personal website, all of those should have some songs you guys can check out and download.
Excellent.
Oh, well, our third colleague over here who hasn't said a word because he's too involved watching presidential debates for some reason must find the hilarity of it.
I was kind of looking forward to seeing Trump in the debates. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. You know, whether you're for him or against him, he definitely seems to get his opinion out there.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to if you're going to be running for fucking president.
It's true. When you're a business guy, that's probably your forte, huh?
Well, he's used to being in the spotlight and the shit light, apparently.
So what's the thrash metal scene like out there? I
Out in Seattle?
I used to live out there, but it's been a few years since I've been there. And back when I was there, probably in early 2000, you know, there really wasn't a whole lot going on that I knew of. But that could have changed. I mean, that was like fucking almost 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think that was before we started having our Seattle Metal Fest and all that. Well, it's a smaller city. It's not Los Angeles. It's not even the Bay Area. The population's a lot smaller, but that has a lot of what I think of as kind of positive effects. We're all a brotherhood. Like, all the metal bands are really all friends. So
that's cool.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said that's cool. You don't have the only people going to your shows are the other bands crossing their arms. That's always awkward.
Yeah, and I remember LA being very competitive. You know, they're like, oh, don't go to their show, come to our show. Whereas we're all at everybody's show. So power metal, thrash metal, death metal, like, we're all buddies. We all go to each other's shows.
If it's got metal in the title, I'm in it.
Yeah, there actually is a pretty good thrash metal scene, you know, coming up around here. There's some good bands. You know, it's been a long time because we went through this stage where a lot of metal was kind of sounding the same. You know, you either sounded like Meshuggah or you sounded like, you know, some screamo metal band. I don't want to name drop them because I don't want to get stabbed later. But you know, now it seems like that old school perspective, and I think my personal opinion is because it has some more to offer as far as the music involved. It's just not, you know, a single power chord with a couple variations and some grumbled lyrics that you can't understand. There's some more technique to it. You know, more solos and pieces and stuff. And there's this good... I like stage shows, you know, so... You guys, what kind of stage show do you guys have?
Relatively basic because we don't yet have a crew to run our lighting and all that fancy stuff. Although I'm thinking about getting some. We're pretty much just about thrashing around on stage and headbanging our asses off.
That's cool.
Hell yeah. I see you got the...
It would be nice to get some lighting.
It's, you know what, and it's not even really about the stuff you have, I guess. Like, when we were at a show just over the weekend, and a band I never heard of, you know, they didn't have shit, but, you know, they were... I guess it was just the way they interacted, or they had some kind of crowd vibe going on, you know, that people just felt they could relate to, so everybody gathered around. So, you know, even if you don't have that, you know, the stuff, if you have the perspective that you give off, you know, still that's awesome. That can be a good stage show.
I mean, look, one of my favorite bands is Slayer, and they don't have pretty much dick for stage show.
There you go. Right.
Kind of a plug-in and play kind of band.
I remember back in the day when they were pretty stripped down. I actually just saw them recently come through, and they had one hell of a pyrotechnic display.
Slayer did?
It was
the crosses with
pretty
the
intense.
and shit. You know.
Oh, well, yeah, they've had the upside down crosses for a while there, but as far as I remember, when the last time I saw them was pretty basic and stripped down.
Yeah, I think they were playing a rather bigger arena than they'd been playing in a while, and they went all out with their fire. There was just giant fireballs rolling up from the sky.
For sure.
And Gary Holt was playing guitar for him, and he was just kind of wandering forward and back. And I think he got a little too close because one of them went off right on top of him, and he like jumped back. It was pretty crazy.
That's always funny to watch one of the guys almost get singed.
So, in your in the shows that you've done out there, what is one of the more crazier events that pops into your memory as a highlight that happened while you guys were performing?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, that one guy, that one, you know.
Yeah, that one guy. It's usually somebody stage diving. So that either goes great or it goes terribly wrong.
For sure. Nobody catches you. It's a little awkward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had one guy climb up on stage, slap everybody's hands, turned around to jump back into the crowd, and everyone just got the hell out of the way.
So don't worry, my face broke the fall. I'm good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a couple of biscuits above 3 bills, so I don't do any kind of stage diving or crowd surfing or nothing like that, man. I'd be that guy.
I used to do a lot of that, but not so much anymore.
I see you got the epic beard going on too, so there's a lot of pulling and grabbing that goes on when you're doing that shit too.
Yeah, I didn't have the beard back when I did the stage diving. I just, I got injured enough times. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of done with that.
For sure. There's only so many times the floor can catch your face. Hypothetically, of course.
I'm not working with much. I better not do that at all.
I have a face for radio.
I've been told the same.
So, you guys, you said you were a different incarnation before. How long before that were you guys up and running as a band?
It was Eric and Carl, and it was not myself. And they were together, I think, a good 6-7 years in their first run of the band.
Nice. Was there one piece of advice that that you were given that you wish you had followed?
Yeah, I
well, most of the pieces of advice were don't go into the music industry.
Right, be a lawyer. Yeah. For sure.
No, not really, because I tend to disregard all that. I did it anyways, and I'm kind of happy with what we've managed to accomplish so far.
No, that's rock and
it's
roll.
Not impossible. There. It's just really hard.
Yep. If you played by the rules, it wouldn't be really rock and roll, would it?
Not really.
That's true. Yeah. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
0 fucks given, right? So, is there any rituals, traditions, or superstitions you guys tend to follow before you guys hit the stage, or?
Other than pounding too much alcohol.
No, we're a little boring in that regard. We don't get high until afterwards. We're completely sober when we go on stage because people paid money to see this stuff. We want to make sure we do our best effort.
That's a positive answer. Fucking A. Pardon my French. I'm part French, so I can say that kind of shit.
I didn't realize that was a French word.
Yeah. It's just an excuse I like to throw out there. I'm probably full of shit.
I'll use it anyways. And we don't have any crazy satanic rituals, although some people think we do because of our band name. People think we're back in working with our wicker boards and summoning the devil before we go on stage. But no, we don't do any of that kind of crazy stuff. We basically just hang out with everyone in the crowd until it's time for us to go on, just chit chat.
Nice.
So in a couple of weeks, coming up on the show, we have Rita. What's her last name?
Rita Haney.
Rita Haney coming up on the show to talk about a potential Pantera tribute/reunion.
Tribute.
What do you think about that? Are you for it? If there was a Pantera show reunion, I'm careful to make sure to use that word. Tribute. I don't want to say reunion.
Do you have who coming on the show soon?
Rita Haney, Dimebag's widow.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not as well versed as I should be in these things. That's a complicated one.
That's our first question. We want to ask her too.
It would of course have to be done with quality. You can't cheese out on any of that. I think it might be kind of cool. I mean, it's not like he quit or is uninterested. You know, he's not available. He's passed.
Would you go to the show?
If you're gonna, would I go to it?
Yep.
Probably. Yeah, I'd probably go to it.
So everybody I always ask that would say yes, they would go to it.
PDP didn't.
Money-making show. Well, that band's crazy, so
yeah. Yeah, there was only like 1 or 2 people that we've encountered that are like, I would not go to it because it's not dime.
Yeah, it would definitely not be the same. I would assume they'd be playing old songs. And then you kind of got to wonder who's going to sing, and is he going to show up?
Phil,
I think he's for it. You know, his bank account's running kind of, like I said, his bank account's running a little bit low, so it's not show friends, it's show business.
With Down and that band, Pepper Keenan went back to Corrosion, and Kurt Weinstein went back to Crowbar. So he's out on the road with Superjoint Ritual right now, and nobody really knows about Superjoint.
Right, so a Pantera reunion would definitely help out him. And probably everybody else who's spending their money on other things like lavish lifestyles.
I could be entirely mistaken because I haven't really paid much attention to them, and sometimes, but I was under the impression that he's very recluse, very, kind of shuts off from the world for long periods of time, and that was actually what led to the breakup of Pantera, was that he was unavailable to go out on tours.
Well, that was because of his heroin addiction.
Yeah, but supposedly he's over that now and things are set straight. Now he's on speed. It's totally cool.
So maybe that'll pick up the tempo of the song.
4 shows a night. God doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it'll be more like Bay Area thrash.
So, what tour would you be? Or I'm sorry, what city are you looking forward to hitting the most?
Probably my hometown, the Bay Area. We're doing Medford, Oregon coming up this coming weekend. That's looking like it's going to be a blast. And then we are doing Grants Pass. And of course, Tacoma, Luigi's. We're doing our CD release party.
Awesome.
Nice.
So we only have like 30 seconds left. So do you have you guys' shows posted up on your website? People can go to your website and check out where you guys are playing?
They do. You can go to our Facebook page, Fallen Angels Thrash Band, or you can go to our webpage, fallenangelsthrashband.com, and you can sign up for our bands in town, and we'll tell you every time we come anywhere near you.
That's awesome. Well, hey, man, thanks a lot for coming on the show. We appreciate your time and calling and hanging out with us. Feel free to call us back anytime with some updates. We'd be glad to have you on, man, and we look forward to playing some of your guys' music.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right, as always, man, keep it real in Seattle. Thanks.
Have a good one.
What's up, everybody? We are back for this short, very fucking short. I don't even know why I put a talk break in here. Kind of fucking...
So they can hear the sultry sounds of our voices.
Exactly what it is. So we have a song coming up right now before the interview. And Carl Kennedy's going to come on the show again for interview part 2.
The Deuce.
Because this guy had a lot of background, and we were only able to skim the surface of...
I don't even think we barely scratched the surface.
Right, I think we talked about Manowar and Anthrax, and...
We talked a little bit about his producing credits, and then a little bit of drumming, and then
yeah. So
Manowar.
Tonight, we're going to get into a little bit more detail. We got 30 minutes on deck, provided he calls in, because I really never did get that email confirmation. I suppose I could check right now, but we only have a minute and a half till the song starts. So,
in that minute and a half, I'd like to point out that the dude who caught the beer mid toss while standing atop a bunch of crowd in the front there was fucking pretty awesome. It was pretty amazing. He's in a Dutch punk rock band called John Coffey, inspired by the Green Mile. But yeah, dude, he was crowd walking. Is that even a thing? He was crowd walking. About a few rows in.
That was sick.
Yeah, dude. He fucking
caught a beard from like 30 feet.
Yeah, dude. Some dude tossed a beer and just fucking perfect timing, perfect aim.
He didn't know it wasn't piss. What if the dude pissed in the cup and threw it and the guy would be like, swirl?
I didn't actually think of that myself.
That'd
be fucking horrible, dude. That would be horrible.
What an asshole I am.
Just swill back a fucking hot, steaming fucking...
warm pee.
half cup of pee. At that point, if I did that and caught it out of midair like that...
Or you dropped like 12 hits of acid in it.
If it was piss, I would have downed it and not fucking reacted either way. I would have just been like, what's up? I'm going back to the stage and puking now.
I'm going to go throw up now.
Yeah, I'm going to go throw up my intestine.
Rock on!
My lower intestine's fitting to come out of my nostrils at this point.
Yeah.
That would be fucking horrible. I didn't think about that. That's a sinister mind would come up with that.
You know what? It's the day and age we live in, man. You never know what someone's going to throw.
And that crowd is pretty tightly tucked in. You know, I mean, dude whipping out his dick and taking a leak.
All alternative, yeah.
And it was a punk show.
The piss is probably more likely than the 12 hits of LSD because...
Who would want to give away their LSD?
Right, well, that, and he couldn't have known the guy was going to actually fucking catch it. You know, that would have been too much. But hey, let's get into some Kennedy right now, and we'll be right back with our interview for the night.
Sweet.
What's up, everybody? We are back already, live and loud.
Oh,
right here
yeah.
On Kosher Metal. This one's for the ladies. Actually,
on air, yeah, you know, that would be good to shout out to the ladies, but, you know.
It's ladies' night tonight on Metalocity. Actually, every Thursday is ladies' night on Metalocity, because Thursdays are ladies' night for Metalocity.
I like that.
We just happen to be live on Thursdays,
Yeah,
coincidentally.
I'll be damned.
That in no way was done on purpose.
All right. I didn't know about this fact. I'm sharing it on Facebook now. About the Keith Richards.
Oh, yeah, that's classic. Thanks to all the people who've been liking our Facebook page lately. That's awesome.
Yes.
If you don't know about it by now, it's Facebook Metalocity.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yep. Check out our website at metalocity.net. Check out our station at koshermetal.com. Check out.
Speaking of checkout, what about the store? You haven't pimped that out in a while.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you
Over the rattling of chains?
the rattling of fucking evil chains.
Well, then why is this mic so sensitive?
Probably because it's on. You
Yeah, that'd be true.
Way up.
can turn it off.
Doesn't sound like it's on, though. But it is, I guess.
See, I'm like the fucking Oracle. I know everything. Everything!
Didn't sound like it was. I guess the sensitivity must be turned down on that bitch.
Right, so our upcoming guest.
Hopefully.
No, I got a confirmation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you didn't tell me.
Oh, sorry, dude. Goes all the way back to the Rods, man. 1981.
Yeah. Well, that was when he first recorded something with the Rods. I think he did the demo, is what he said last time for Manowar.
Right. Right, he wasn't on there.
He wasn't actually on one of the recorded CDs, but I believe he recorded the demo.
He was involved in like the 6 degrees of separation kind of thing.
Indeed.
This guy, you know, great producer. Been with it. Like I said, you've heard this guy's work before, chances are.
If you haven't, I'd be surprised if you listen to this show. I mean, just...
We played it unknowingly, probably.
oh, yeah, dude. Well, I have something
Come
off a fistful
on,
of
man.
Weddle.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Spreading the disease, definitely. Armed and Dangerous, yeah. Just of Anthrax alone. I mean, he's produced Jack Starr, Anthrax, Fistful of Metal,
Overkill, right.
Armed and Dangerous, and Spreading the Disease, Exciter, Violence and Force, Overkill, Field of Fire, Possessed, Beyond the Gates, and the original Thrasher Metal All-Star Project featuring James Rivera, Dan Beeler, Dan Spitz, Billy Shea, and Rhett Forrester.
All of a sudden, I feel like, why didn't I do anything awesome?
I haven't done anything with my life.
Thanks for making us feel good.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
you
We
I'm depressed.
contribute to society.
Thankfully, it's ladies' night around here. That'll bring my spirits up.
That's true. Too bad it's not beer night.
Could have been.
It's more like prohibition night.
It's not that dry, is it? Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
So yeah, the Rods actually took quite a lengthy hiatus in their recording career. With it's like, damn, 20 years, 15. I can't do math right now. Isn't that horrible?
Whatever.
24 years.
Right.
That's a long time to take off as a band.
From 86 to 2011?
Yeah. That's a hell of a time to take off.
That is. You're connected, right?
Oh yeah. Good and go. Up and running.
All right. Say something entertaining, Stack. I'm just going to chill right here.
Entertaining, huh?
You have no balls.
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
Unnamed source says that you have no balls.
Oh, he was talking to you.
Well, he told me to say something entertaining. He was giving me the suggestion.
Well, I told you to say something entertaining, and he told you have no balls for not saying something entertaining.
Well, yeah, I believe it was a suggestion.
Well, see, you didn't say anything entertaining. That's why he said you have no balls.
So, Ross the Boss here says that Kenny D is one of the finest drummers in the business today. And I would happen to believe that, man. Unbelievable combination of feel, groove, power, and technique. Yep.
Ross the Boss is a cool guy from Manowar. Had him on the show before.
And he actually said that we're, the best metal on the net. So, I got to believe every word that comes out of his mouth.
That's right. This man would tell no lies, people. Believe him. He should be running for president.
I would support that.
You know, would you run for president if you had the opportunity? If someone came up to you and said, you know what, I have a bunch of money and I believe in what you stand for. Why don't you run for president?
My fucking campaign slogan would be, I don't care.
I'm on crack.
No teeth.
I'm high all the time.
Anybody got $5? Fucking 9 trillion. Oh, we got someone calling.
Well, there's a deficit. It's about to get bigger.
Hello, you are on air with the Judas Priests.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Hey,
how are you? This is Carl.
How's it going, man? Thanks for calling in for part 2 of our interview. We were just going over some of the highlights, and some of the topics we covered before, and going through your biography again.
I think we have a bad connection, so I'm going to call you right back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sounds good. Are you calling from a cell phone by any chance? Or is he gone already?
He's gone already. I don't think there's anything I can do on my end on that one.
He sounded hollow and far away.
All right, let's try that
Try it again.
Hello, how's the connection this time?
Oh, okay, way better.
Are you on a cell phone?
Let's see. Okay, I think we're good.
You good?
Yep, that sounds good.
Excellent. So, just to give everybody a little more background into to Carl's past year, he was you had studied with Carmine Appice or Appice, or however which brother wants to pronounce it, and Tony Williams.
That's correct. Yeah, actually, Carmine. It's funny, when I studied with Carmine, it was Carmine Appice or Carmine Appice, and now it's Carmine Appice and Vinny Appice. So.
Yeah, I forget which brother wants one pronounced one way. When they do their shows together, they have the whole crowd. Whoever wins the battle, they have the whole crowd chant their name that way.
Classic.
So, but yeah, it was, Carmine really was, the right teacher at the right time for me. I'd been a huge fan, emulating his drumming and stealing every riff I could steal. And then studying with him, it was great. And Tony Williams was a whole different animal in that Tony Williams was about concept, and he went on and became a composer. And we used to talk, and I still use some of those things that we discussed about approaching music when I produce, because he just had so much insight and depth in terms of how we approach music. And so it's always great. Totally different, both great drummers, totally different insights. And but Carmine really changed my drumming and really opened things to me. So I can never thank him enough. But both were great. Fortunate to study with both.
Right. So I think when we were talking last, we kind of left off at about 1986 when you guys decided to take the hiatus at that point. And you came back in 2011. So that's a pretty big gap. What did you have going on during that time? You have your production that you're doing. So is that when you started getting more involved with that aspect of the music business?
It was, and I think we've been back together now 10 years. So
right.
2011 wouldn't actually be accurate. I think we did
Dio Disciples Tour 2011, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it seems like it's been about 10 years. I was counting the other day, like looking back at it, that we reformed. But you know what happened with the Rods was we really just didn't have management or support, and I got involved with production. Gary was on the road with Savoy Brown, and David bought a restaurant, and he did solo albums as well. I mean, it was just kind of, it was never a disbanding. It was kind of going our own ways and then get back together. And it took 20 years to get back together.
Just a hiatus.
So it was just a hiatus. It was really nothing, no acrimony, nothing negative. It was just that, and that's why I think when we did finally get together and fire up, it was really like we just stepped out of the rehearsal hall, a few weeks prior.
That's cool. You just guys fit right back into the pocket, huh?
Really, it was just, it was pretty amazing.
Nice. And like Steve had asked, was that when you really delved into the producer's side of the aspect?
I did. I really was very into it. I started a production company. I opened my own recording studio, 24-track, 2-inch tape, Pro Studio, and with a Trident 80 series console. We had a really cool live room, and so, just had a production company. And some of those things now are actually starting to come out. Apollo Raw was one of the bands that it's been re-released now, and which is a great package. It's out on vinyl and CD, and
that's cool.
Really great. Yeah, No Remorse is the label, and they've done a great job with that. They even have a box set, which is it's an actual wooden box. It's a literally, and wooden box with vinyl, CD, T-shirt, and I don't know what else is in there, but it's really cool. But I'm working
cool.
on St. James. Yeah, it is. And it sounds great. I found the original masters and went back and remastered from that. But now from that whole production company that I had, some of the bands that should have been signed, we're going back into the vault and going to start reissuing some of that. St. James is a project we're working on now with a lot of material, and we're doing that. But we do Broken Bells. Talking about Dreaming Out Loud, and there's some product in there, some great bands that deserve to be heard. So,
do you remember the first?
But, that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just wondering, do you remember the first band that you had produced, and you went, "Hey, this is kind of fun. I think I could probably try this out for a little while."
Right. What led you from getting bands locally to some of the huge acts that you were able to be in production with? And it's funny because I described you to somebody. Because we were talking about it, I said, this guy, you probably heard his stuff. If you're into metal, knowingly or not, you probably listen to something that this guy was involved with.
Well, I had, I'd always been involved in, it seemed like I was always into arrangements. Every band I was in from when I first started, I started playing guitar around the same time I started playing drums. So, and banging on the piano, not really studying it, but just banging on it. But so I'd always been, it seemed to have some type of interest in arrangement. So
right.
For every band I was in, so I was always involved with arranging songs and ideas, and I started helping young bands or some young bands before I produced this, which just after I'd been playing for 4 or 5 years, and
that's cool.
But I was always interested in the recording aspect, and so
right.
That was really how it went. And then this band Colossus, which we just released, we just linked the bass player remix, and we just released a CD with all of our tracks from those sessions, from the album we did, Gone Are the Days, and from some singles we had done. Put it all together in one CD and remixed it and remastered it. And, that band, there were 3 songs on that I'd written, but we all had a hand in producing that album, and each of us kind of had the rein on producing our tracks. So, that was something I did just prior to the Rods, and then I started producing some demos. And when we started the Rods, David and I were the guys in the studio, and we just got into producing ourselves because we just didn't have the money to hire a producer. And so, it was a natural progression. Meeting Johnny Z just as he was emerging and putting his company together, Johnny gave me a shot, and that's how I wound up, doing the 3 projects with Anthrax and the other bands, and, just carried on from there.
Very cool. Very cool. Was there any one band that sticks out in your mind as like they were the easiest to work with, or the hardest to work with, or
the most entertaining?
I have to say that Exciter was just super, super easy to work with. But, all the bands were great to work with. Some bands, you can't say one band is more difficult because
everybody has
in
their
the case
own
of Anthrax,
right.
Yeah, everybody had, like Anthrax had, they had personnel changes in the studio. We had, like, bringing in Frank when, Dan Wilker was really great in his own right, but it wasn't working. Neil was really great, still is really great. I love Neil. And, but, Neil wasn't working. Then, I was able to find, fortunately, Joey. But they were willing to, they brought in another singer who really wasn't working for them. And after a week in the studio, it was clear that it just wasn't going to take them to the next level. And they made a bold decision to move on from that singer.
Right.
And but there they were, there they were with spreading the disease and no singer. And, on the verge of what's going to hopefully break them. And they made that decision. So it was difficult, but it was difficult because they knew what they wanted and they were determined. So, it wasn't like it was tough to work with them. It was just sometimes difficult situations, and you tried to, make it work. But, overall, I really had a great time with all the bands. I worked hard to try to realize their vision, and, you do your best, the best you can.
And a lot of time it sounds good, something may sound good on paper, but then when you try to implement it, the reality can be a little bit different. So you have to kind of adjust what your expectations might have been accordingly to, how the production process is actually coming, right?
Well, that's right. A lot of times you have expectations of, what some musicians are capable of doing. Yeah. And sometimes within a band you have different levels of musicianship. They'll get there, but, you maybe have some people who are a little more studio savvy than maybe 1 or 2 people are. And so, you just have to try to work your best around that to get everybody at the same level and get everybody to rise up to that level, which sometimes is, challenging. But, and you have different personalities within groups, so there's always that, sometimes bands have internal struggles. So that keeps them, even though you're trying to work and create a synergy, sometimes it's very difficult to create that synergy because forces beyond your control are pulling things apart.
Right. Yeah. I know exactly.
And, it's young bands, and sometimes there are a lot of egos, and that's, and naivete, and that's just comes with the territory.
Egos in a band? I've never heard of such a thing.
Right. So you had said something based on what you're saying right now that takes me back into the conversation a little bit about how you were helping out a lot of bands, a lot of independent bands get their feet on the ground. So could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sometimes there were some local bands, and, I still do that. In fact, what I did is I actually have a little, like a 2-page guide for myself. And, it's just advice for young bands. And, this band that I produced here, Black Tie Stereo, that's a local group here, I've worked with those guys. I produced some material for them, an EP. Right. And I think they're a great band. They're a young band. They're more like One Direction, than they are anything heavy. But, I have this little, what I call my little seminar, and, it covers things for the studio. It covers things for live. And, some of the aspects are just trying to pass on information and knowledge that I've acquired from performing. And, one of the things is just talking about going on stage as an opening act. I tell them, be prepared. I've seen so many bands go on stage as an opening act, and they're so pissed, we didn't get any time, we didn't get a sound check, we didn't get any room, we didn't get... And I've been there, and I felt the same things, but I tell them that expect that.
It's going to
happen. To be screwed every turn. and don't let it throw your game. You know, whatever time you have on stage, use it to make it happen for the audience. Build your crowd. Win over some people. It doesn't matter how many. Win those. You know, make sure that you've won somebody over in that crowd, and expect it. Expect no monitors. Expect no time. Expect to wait for hours, and then suddenly be told, "Hurry up." And you know, get on stage. Don't let anything throw you. Just be prepared. It's going to suck. You're going to get screwed, and that's the norm. Prepare for that, because that's the norm. And don't expect anything more. And then you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to throw you off your game, and you're going to do the best show you can do under the circumstances. So I just have this whole litany of things that I go through, and try to make it easy for them.
For sure. A lot of the bands that I know, and probably from our own experience, is one of the things that's looked down upon is pay-to-play venues and how it can prevent a lot of good acts from playing there. And a lot of the times, they end up paying for the tickets themselves, because you have to sell 500, and that can be kind of difficult at times. Do you have some advice for some of the bands who are in that situation?
Well, that's one of those necessary evils. It's unpleasant. It's a shame, because for the most part, musicians get screwed every possible way.
For sure.
So that's just one more way that musicians somewhat get screwed. By the same token, you can't go, well, we're just not going to do it. You're going to need to do it sometimes, but you need to pick and choose your battles. So figure out the best possible way. A lot of bands I see, they'll do it, pay to play, and then they'll have a crowd and they'll have support, but they'll burn them out on a stupid gig that really doesn't mean anything for them. It's not the best shot for them.
Right.
And then the next gig that comes up, they know, everybody's like, you know what, I went, it was a sucky show, I paid, not doing it again. So you got to pick and choose that. You can't burn your supporters out. You got to treat them with respect and use them carefully, because they're there to support you, but you can't abuse it. And sometimes the whole thing with selling tickets is a scam. Sometimes, here we're going to give you X number of tickets. You're going to pay to get on, but we're going to give you tickets that you can sell and get your money back. But sometimes,
I've been there.
If you're on a bill, if you're on a bill where it blows, like, who are you going to sell the tickets to? Grandma's not coming.
Right.
So who are you selling these tickets to? You're not going to get your money back. But I think it's a necessary evil sometimes, and so you just have to pick and choose. And I learned early on when I was in bands playing covers and trying to work on originals, and other musicians would go, they suck. Oh, look, they're really popular. How come they get paid more money and they get the jobs? If they suck, we're so much better. Like,
they bring
it's
a
not
crowd,
about,
maybe.
yeah. It's not about that. It's about they have the crowd. And so, it's a business. And, club owners and promoters, they're not all honorable people. So,
ain't that the truth?
I'm not trying to disparage all club owners and promoters, because
it's a stereotype.
I work with some who are fantastic people. But I have met my share of club owners and promoters who are really not honorable. And, you just have to kind of fight your way through it.
Yeah, you got to find your niche and know your role in support of your own band and pick your own battles, I suppose, right?
So we got a lot of
and build your crowd. Build your crowd and pick your gigs carefully, and be smart. It's a business, and don't think just because you've been rehearsing and you're really kicking ass musically that translates into an audience. It doesn't.
Right, and that's true. I mean, it's a combination of a good show as well as the good music. I see a lot of good bands who have a good act, but they don't have that energy when they're on stage.
Exactly right.
That could be a problem. You can be a great musician, but not the best entertainer. So
that's right. You come out and nail your shoes down to the stage and step into them, and then look at your feet, and you're not bringing anything special to it. It's a lot of times it's hard for people to relate to that. You got to give and take the energy with the crowd. Ideally to get that, to help build a crowd.
So if you had a piece of advice because we have a lot of guys and bands who are listening to the show, if you could give a piece of advice to a lot of the independent bands, what would that be, other than be a doctor?
Other than being what, I'm sorry?
Oh, I said other than being a doctor or a lawyer.
Other than not being in the music business?
Right. You do it for the love of doing it, right? It's not about getting rich. You're doing what you're passionate about, and as long as you're doing something that you believe in.
I think that's the big key, isn't it? I think and I mean, I think that was something that Carmine said to me. Because we're talking about a drummer who was playing really fast. He had a lesson before me, and he just kept talking about playing fast, and I was taking double lessons from Carmine because I was living in Boston, and so I was there early because I had to drive in, and hearing him, and Carmine, I was talking to him about it, and he goes, if you're playing to get laid, you're playing to get rich, you got to play because you love it, and it's really true because I find it in myself. Here I am old. And, I was practice twice today, and I love it. I sit down, I just set up a practice kit here. I'm out at the lake now in the summer, and I set up a practice kit, but I tuned the kit up high. I tuned it up like a jazz kit, And
that's cool.
I took away the tom, so I have double kick pedal, and then I have a mounted tom and 2 floor toms, and I tuned them up high, and they sound totally different. And my snare, it's like a Buddy Rich sounding kit. And, I haven't done that since probably when I was a kid and didn't know that I was doing that. I just, look, I tuned the drums somehow, like there was sound coming out of them. But this time I specifically did that. But it was great, I'm sitting there playing, and this is totally different from what I normally do, but I was just loving it, just playing different things on that kit. So, play because you love it. But I think that the advice I would have for musicians is besides going after and learning your craft as a musician, I think you have to cover your bases. You have to really look at the big picture. It's a difficult thing, but you can find an audience. And I think your target, your goal should be, aside from being a great musician and playing because you love it, and playing, expressing yourself, not trying to be somebody else, expressing yourself in your music. But that aside, I think you have to look at that. It's a DIY world now, so you have to look at it as a whole, the whole perspective of how do you win an audience, how do you gain an audience and maintain an audience? Because if you can do that, if you can just find an audience and take them with you and keep building that audience, you don't have to be the mega superstar to have a career and make money and make a living. You just need to know what you need to do to find an audience and keep building it. So, you got to keep your eye on that, your business as a whole. And I think that's important for young musicians now, is to realize that. Social media is important, but connecting with your crowd on any and all levels and getting that support from them and continue to build your audience and stay true to that. And, I think that will take you much further than just trying to just go forward and hope that somehow you're discovered, because I think those days are kind of gone for the most part, unless you hit one of the TV shows and you have to be a great singer that fits the niche, the thing they're looking for.
You practically have to be a One Direction type band to get signed with a record company now, if you wanted to get rich.
Mm-hmm. Or if you want to be on MTV.
Yeah.
You have to be a can of soup that fits in the shelf perfectly, and it's a wide mass appeal, and preferably young teens, tweens and teens.
So jumping up to, because we only have a couple minutes, actually we have a few minutes, but jumping up to current time, what do you guys got going on nowadays at this time?
Well, speaking of loving it, David was here. We are actually just now starting, and we haven't officially announced it, so I won't officially announce it, but I will say that we are working on some things. We have something we're doing for the fans for 35 years together.
Hell yeah!
We also have a new project that has been written now. We are now in the process of tweaking, working on the music and doing click tracks and starting to record. So David was here. Normally, David has a really beautiful rehearsal studio. He's about an hour or so from me.
Right.
And Gary. But David's been coming in the last couple of weeks, and I just got a great email from him yesterday because he came in Wednesday. And yesterday, and we worked on some things, but we felt the same way. Like I was saying about feeling like a kid. I mean, for us, it was really great. I mean, we're working on stuff. It's the same feeling as when we started 35 years ago. Of the synergy we have. We have a good connection. We work well together. It was just a great feeling to see that after all these years, we still have that, and we still have that same love for it.
That's cool, man. That's what it's all about.
We're working. It is, and it's a great feeling, and I'm grateful for it. Really, I'm humbled and I'm grateful for it. But we have some new things coming. I mean, we hope to have a new album out, and as well as a surprise release for the fans. So it's exciting for us.
Right on, man. Well, we definitely hope to have you back on the show when that comes out. We'd love to talk about it and play some and help promote it.
That's good. I appreciate the support.
Yep, we don't make the Metalocity money that people think that we might make, but we do it for the heck of it. We do it for the same reason. Me and Stack here, we played in a couple bands together for over the past 10 plus years.
Yeah, 10 plus.
And then we just kind of evolved into doing this radio show. Now we play, and we're like connecting the dots, for people who haven't heard a lot of the independent bands, and just trying to get exposure out there and make people more aware and support local shows. So it's
just so great because, I don't know that every young musician realizes how much work it takes to do what you do. I mean, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of research, and plus it's so valuable. On whatever level, it is. It's a really important thing. It keeps the music alive. It exposes music, and supporting musicians, whether they're old like us or whether they're up and coming. It's a very important thing you guys do.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that.
So, in this time, can I get you to do a station bump for us?
Yeah, a station ID that we could play along with your you guys' songs?
Sure.
All right, Go for it. You could just say something
Let's see, what? Listen to Metalocity Radio, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your name and the band you're from, and then you're listening to Metalocity.
All right. This is Carl Kennedy from the Rods, and you're listening to Metalocity.
Awesome, man. We appreciate it.
What about hey, let's see what. Sorry, you want me to?
You can make your own variation. That's cool too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is Carl Kennedy from the Rods, and you're listening to Steven Steele, Stack the Ripper on Metalocity Radio.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's a keeper. Win, man. Thanks a lot for your time. We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. So, for people who want to learn more about what you're doing and get involved and to find out, events coming up in your music, what's the best way for them to find out?
You can go to therods.com, and everything is there. www.therods.com.
That's awesome. Simple, direct.
We have a show. Yeah, exactly. And it's we do have a show coming up October 24th in Binghamton, New York, with the band. We actually shared the stage with this one band, Sons of Sabbath. And before I heard them, they came out and they had their set, just the onks and the cross. And they just had the whole Sabbath vibe going in their set. They're set up to make. I love these guys. They haven't played a note, and I love these guys.
That's cool. What is that show?
Yeah, that's October 24th at Eclipse in Binghamton, New York, and then a young band, Wicked, are also on the bill, and looking forward to that. A friend of mine manages them, and they're just a young band, and looking forward to it. We got the whole 80s Motley Crue thing, which is just a totally cool look, and the guys are great. So looking forward to that show.
Awesome, man. That sounds like it's going to be good times. So we appreciate all the work that you have contributed to the metal scene over the years, and we're definitely looking forward to having you back on the show.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, sir. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you go, and have an awesome evening.
You too. Thanks.
All right, bye.
There you go. Carl Kennedy from
the Rods and Kennedy and Manowar.
Right. So we're going to get into some metal right now because we're running it a little bit late, and I think we've got about 20 minutes, so let's test them into that.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Or not.
Yeah.
We're going to hear some fucking... Yeah, where's that? Perfect. Now let's play some metal. What's up, everybody? We are back for our last talking segment of the show. We just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and our guests for calling in. And Unnamed Source for his 2 cents.
I'll give you one of them back.
See, now I don't have the mic on, and this is what happens.
So check out our Facebook page because we just posted some videos of us at the Green Jello show. You'll see both myself and you'll see Stack the Ripper up there too. So,
Indeed. But you don't really see your face too much.
You'll see why we're on the radio and not TV.
You'll see why I'm on the radio, because you have a mask on.
That's true. In fact, I shouldn't have said that was me. Nobody would have ever known. They're like, oh, look, some guy with a Metalocity shirt. That's cool. I'm the only person with that Metalocity shirt.
Actually, it surprised me as shit when we were at the show, because I looked down and I was like, hey, that dude in the mask is wearing a Metalocity shirt. Oh, shit!
That's just like mine.
That's funny.
I was accosted in the parking lot for my Metalocity shirt. You know what? That'd be cool. Give me that fucking Metalocity shirt. I would probably give it to him. Like, tell your friends, I got more. In fact, I'll be here Friday night.
You don't have to do that, dude. I'll just toss out a shirt to you.
Yep.
You're accosting people in the parking lot trying to give them your shirt.
Oh, yo. Get a shirt for free, motherfucker.
That's fucking funny. Oh, man. Chasing people down, punching a shirt into their head.
Yep.
Take this.
No, I don't want no fucking shirt, all right? Leave me alone.
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
Huh. That bit kills me. Yeah. That's it. It's gentleman smoke time. And
Oh, shit. I should put mine out then. Gentlemen.
Yep, I just lit up, so it's all good. That's the green light if anybody else but Stack the Ripper wants to light up, too.
For ladies' night.
Yeah. Time to get the martini out.
No, that's Martin's show.
Okay, time to get the Patron out.
Or the whiskey.
Right. That's Metalocity. That's how we do it. We get fucked up.
Go big, go home.
Yeah. We definitely talk about getting fucked up more than we actually get fucked up. So there's that. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We will be back here next week. Depending on the schedule, we'll either be here for 2 or 3 hours, which is kind of flexible right now. So, but tune in. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our website. You can listen to archives of the show. There'll be some new pictures coming up soon.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to throw in there? And that's all Stack has to say.
That's about it.
Hey, Unnamed Source, you got something to add in?
Woo! All right. Good
There
thing
you
the mic
go.
wasn't on this time.
All right, everybody, that's it for us. We will catch you next week. Later.
Later.